Welcome back. I'm Sam Daly, Regional Manager at K2 Corporate Mobility, and I'm still here with Victoria Moss of Relocate Me. Today we've been discussing some of the potential pitfalls we see our clients facing when relocating their employees into Saudi Arabia. Having already taken a look at the housing market in Saudi Arabia, I'm going to hand over to Victoria, who will take us through schooling and school placements in a little bit more detail.
It's great to now speak to you about schooling within Saudi Arabia. So obviously, due to the recent increase in expats relocating into the different cities in Saudi Arabia, it's really not surprising there's a huge increase for the demand of expat schools throughout the city. You will find all types of expat schools throughout the city. So German, US, British, Filipino, and everything in between. And currently there are limited availability in some of these schools. So you can find all different types of schools throughout Saudi Arabia. You have the local schools where local Saudis will attend, and then the international schools as well. Most of our clients come from an international curriculum. So they want the international schools. Now these can range from UK curriculum, US curriculum, French, German, and everything in between. Because of the recent demand for these schools, there is a significant demand and limited places in a lot of these schools as well. So a lot of our clients will want to keep their children in international curriculum, because when they move out of Saudi, if it's a short term or a few year assignment, it obviously makes sense for them to stay in the current curriculum so that they can continue that curriculum when they leave the city as well.
Okay, and with that, what advice would you give to those expats who are perhaps currently in Saudi Arabia trying to find a school place for their child?
I'd really say, to try and keep your options open, to definitely have a look at more than one of the school, because you might not always get your first choice of school. Okay. And also I would say that it was key to just make sure you apply to these schools as soon as possible. The wait lists, they change on a daily basis. So a place may be available one day and it's not a day later. So make the applications as soon as you possibly can. I understand it can be difficult for expats who get last minute requests to relocate, but most people will know in advance of their relocation. So I'd say definitely to start with applying for the schools in the city of Saudi Arabia that you're relocating to avoid disappointment.
Super, thank you.
Thank you.
I know as a parent, this would be at the top of my list if I was relocating.
Absolutely.
As I'm sure this is with many expats currently considering that move to Saudi. If you are currently moving employees into the region, as I mentioned in our last video, we'd be more than happy to help to make that transition just as smooth as possible. Please do join our next session when we're going to consider cultural awareness when it comes to relocating to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.